Chapter 7. The Home Under the Ground. Next day, Peter measured Wendy, John, and Michael. He found hollow trees for them. Soon they can go up and down as easily as buckets in a well. How they loved it. The home underground was one large room. Mushrooms grew out of the floor for stools. A never tree tried to grow in the middle of the room, but each morning they sawed it down to the floor. That left more room to play. By supper time, the stump had grown 2 feet. The boys laid a door on top, and it made the perfect table. Then they chopped it down again when they were ready to play. The boys all slept in one huge bed, but Wendy made Michael sleep in a basket. Michael had to be the baby. Tinker Bell lived in a hole in the wall. It had tiny furniture. The bedspread was made of flowers. Wendy stayed very busy looking after the boys. She rarely went above ground. The cooking kept her nose to the pot. Even if sometimes the pot was empty, for she never knew if the food would be real or make-believe. That was up to Peter. Make-believe was real to him. He could eat a pretend meal and grow fat right before your eyes. Looks like Wendy's donning socks. The home had a huge fireplace where Wendy hung the wash to dry, which she never ran out of mending to do, but she saved it until the boys were asleep. One night she sat in a rocker before the fire. At last, she said, a moment to myself. She looked at her mending basket and sighed. It was full of socks, and every sock had a hole in the toe. Sometimes I think children are more trouble than they're worth, she said. But then she smiled, for Wendy had never been happier in her life. Weeks went by. Sometimes Wendy thought of home and her dear mother and father, but John had trouble remembering. And as for Michael, he already believed that Wendy was his real mother. Chapter 8. The Mermaid's Lagoon. Imagine a lagoon that sparkles with the color of a rainbow, where the singing of mermaids fills the air. That was the lagoon of the Neverland. It was the children's favorite place to stay. Wendy longed to talk to the mermaids, but they were only friendly to Peter. They dived into the water whenever she came near. They splashed her with their tails. Wendy feared they did it on purpose. One day the children had a picnic on Maruna's Rock. Wendy settled them down for a short nap after lunch. Then she took up her pile of mending. Slowly a change came over the lagoon. The sun slipped away. Dark shadows stole across the water. Peter could sniff danger, even in his sleep. He sprang awake. "Pirates!" he cried. He quickly woke the others and ordered them to dive. Wendy and Peter watched the rowboat draw up to Maruna's Rock. The pirates, Stalky and Smee, had a prisoner. "That's Tiger Lily, daughter of the Indian chief," Peter whispered. The Indian princess was tied up. The pirates shoved her onto the rock. She would surely drown when the tide rose, but Tiger Lily showed no fear. Peter could have waited until the pirates left to save Tiger Lily, but that was not Peter's way. "Ahoy there!" he called out in the darkness of the afternoon. His voice sounded just like Hook's. "Set her free, or you'll feel my hook." The pirates dared not question their captain's voice. They untied Tiger Lily, and she quickly swam away. Peter felt so clever, He was about to crow, but Hungry clapped her hand over his mouth. "Ahoy there!" sounded Hook's voice again. "Help me into the blasted boat." But this time it was not Peter. It was the real James Hook. "Captain," said Smee, "is all well?" "Our plans are ruined," Hook moaned. "The lost boys have found a mother." "Oh, evil day," said Starkey. "Captain," said Smee, "why not kidnap the boy's mother? We could make her be our mother instead." Hook's eyes lit up. "A treasure of an idea! We can make her boys walk the plank." Suddenly, the captain remembered Tiger Lily. "Where is the Indian princess?" he demanded. "We let her go," said Starkey, smiling with satisfaction. "Just like you ordered," said Smee. "What?" Hook thundered. "I gave no such order." But Hook saw they believed their words. Someone or something had spoken to them. He shivered and peered into the heavens. "Spirit that haunts this dark lagoon, do you hear me?" Hook asked. Peter answered in a perfect imitation of Hook's voice. "Odds, bobs, hammers and tongs, I hear you." The pirates froze in terror. "Who are you?" Hook demanded. "Speak." "I am James Hook," said the voice, "captain of the Jolly Roger." "Brimstone and gall," said Hook. "Then who am I?" "A codfish," said the voice. Hook saw his men draw back. They looked as if they no longer admired him. It broke his heart. "Do you have another voice?" Hook asked the voice. "Another name?" "Yes," crowed the voice. "I am Peter Pan." "Pan!" Hook nearly choked with anger. "Into the water, Smee," he roared. "Take him dead or alive." The water was soon churning with boys and pirates. At last Hook dragged himself back to the rock. He needed to catch his breath. Peter was crawling up the opposite side. Neither knew the other was there. Both reached for a hold, and their hands touched. Peter grabbed a knife from Hook's belt. He aimed the blade at the captain's heart, but then Peter stopped. He saw that he was higher up on the rock than Hook. Peter hated a fight that wasn't fair. He started to help the captain up. But Hook never played fair. He bit Peter's hand. The pain meant nothing to Peter, but the cheating dazed him. It made him quite helpless. Hook took his chance. He slashed twice at the boy with his hook. Then a sound stilled his arm. Tick-tock, tick-tock. "The crocodile!" Hook cried out in fear, and he swam like a fish for the Jolly Roger. Dum-dum-dum-dum, Peter and the pirate. And that's where we'll end for today.